Hey there, guys, and welcome back to episode 52 of Matt and John Make a Podcast. This is going to be a very somber podcast as we are literally recording not even 10 minutes after the Pittsburgh Penguins yet again have an early exit from the postseason. Um, and fortunately for me, I was not able to actually see the game because at I was at I was at a family function, but unfortunately, my co-host here had to suffer the slow, dreadful pain as we just saw
Yes.
our postseason chances just dwindle away. So, Matt, I'll I'll let you I'll let you start off here. Initial reactions and
Do we
what
have to?
yes, we have to.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Initial reactions.
Initial
Um,
reactions.
I, in a weird way, have moved on already. I've. It is what it is. To be completely honest, this is not like the
Mhm,
snowball the question. I
mhm.
have accepted. I accept the fate going into the game,
Yeah,
and I made peace with it. That's what happened last year.
yeah,
When we got swept, I made peace with it, and I can move
yeah.
on with my life because um, it is what it is. Um, and I said this back probably um, after 17, after we won back to back. I don't
Mm,
think I'm going to complain because we won back to back.
mhm.
So I'm just going to swallow the embarrassing um, loss and play like a big boy and move on because that's
Another
the best I
question.
think we can do.
Is there any possibility that they might fire Coach Coach Sullivan? After,
Mm,
especially after
no,
how disappointing of an exit that this was.
I don't think this year because
Hmm.
I think uh, I read he signed through 2024.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't think yet. I mean, there's how many years has a different regime, but how many years did Dan Blyasma hang
I
around?
I want to say he was only three, maybe four tops,
Two,
because
three,
Sullivan,
four.
I believe he would be going into his fourth or fifth
I
season.
think four because uh, when Mike Johnson came in 15,
Hmm.
he hung around 16 through December. Yeah, and Mike Sullivan came in halfway through, won the cup, second round in 18, swept last year, ousted in the qualifiers this year. Um, so, I mean, two. I mean,
Hmm.
with 2 years won the cup, third year trying to do a repeat.
Yeah.
Got ousted in what 7 games with the Capitals, which is no shame in that
Hmm.
because they won. And that you get their three-peat. That I mean, how many people three-peat in the modern era?
I believe the last time that happened was by the Islanders in like the 80s,
1984, 1983. Um,
which I believe too that they won four consecutive cups.
yeah,
If yeah, so like
and that's pre cap era.
into
Um,
there's just so much more parity in the league now. So it's like
yes,
um
last year was first. You know what the sad thing is? I totally blocked out what happened last year.
mhm.
Like I forgot we got. Honest to God, I forgot we got swept until like recently. Somebody said it. That was the
That's
first round, right? Yeah.
yeah, and
Um,
dude, especially going into this season, like they had so much talent. Like when they acquired Zucker, and then they got back a healthy Jay Gensel on top of that. Like you're saying to yourself, they got firepower on all four lines, but for
I
whatever reason, in a postseason, this team just cannot generate consistent scoring chances, and a
I
lot of that, and I feel a lot of that has to do with their bottom six forwards, which I mean, and yet again was completely MIA. You know,
well, I mean, to be fair, Malkin wasn't really
no.
didn't really do much. I mean, not the whole. To be fair,
Shiri,
everybody.
Shiri, Shiri was really bad
No,
too.
nobody did. Maybe the only consistently good people were probably
Sid,
Crosby,
Sid,
um, and
like maybe
Marino.
Rust, like maybe Rust too. He was playing pretty well, but there's one thing all of us Pens fans can agree on. Fuck Jack Johnson. Just that dude was on the ice. I mean, like in game three, I think he was on the ice for all of the goals that the Canadians scored on him and
At
Justin
least two
Schultz.
of them.
Yeah, and I absolutely believe with Schultz, he's completely gone. Like his contract's up
He's
after
probably
this.
he's
Well,
probably gone. It's just
and
funny how quickly people turn on people. Everybody turn on Schultz.
true, but man, like I mean, with
It's funny
yeah,
to me.
yeah. But I will say though, with him specifically, like this season, it was rough for him. It's just like between
Yeah, it was a down. Well, yeah,
him and
it's down.
Johnson, and especially Johnson. It's like I don't understand what Sullivan's rationale is for consistently putting him on the ice every single game.
I
I,
guess the money they're paying him.
it's literally the
I
only
feel
thing I
like
could
it
think of.
happens
He's
in every
he,
sport.
he's been horrible. It's just like everyone sees how bad that he is. Just look at his freaking at his freaking plus minus, and you're like, he's a decent penalty killer, but like he's not going to generate you any offense. He's a complete liability on the defensive side of things. And he commits a ton of penalties. Like I mean, like that is the one of the things with Sullivan that has really scratched my head. And another thing that we're going to be asking too um, is like Matt Murray coming back as the starting goaltender, because I believe he's a like restricted free agent.
Yes. So
Correct.
yeah,
So
yeah. So the Penguins have the opportunity to match any offer
yeah,
anybody
mhm.
uh, uh, puts out there.
which which I feel if it's anything even close to the two substantial, they'll probably they'll probably let him move on. Especially with them because I believe sometime during the season before the pandemic started that they extended Jari if my memory serves correctly. So
I don't remember exactly, but
I want to say that they extended him. So you got to think he's probably is going to be the guy. I'm going forward. But I mean, like, and as we look at this team too, like, um, you know, the definitely with the window, it's closing. Like, they probably have what 2 seasons, possibly three tops
something
left.
like that. I
Be,
think a couple of
because
them are signed through. I don't know if it was
it was like
if I don't know if it's Crosby or
2022.
Malkin or
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
think through 2022.
yeah.
I think
It's like
some
essentially
people some people through 2024.
yeah, yeah.
That's off the
Because
top of my head.
yeah, because today Sid he turned on 33. Gino turned 34 a few weeks ago. I think Latang is 32 or 33 somewhere around there. So
Yeah, they're
like
low 30s.
so that core is getting older. So and so between that and will if they somehow get the freaking first overall pick again, like that's gonna be hilarious.
I I was thinking, and I didn't tweet it, that this series will is like a franchise key moment in franchise history, and it really will get magnified if they do get the first round pick on Monday.
Yeah.
That draft
Oh,
lottery.
oh, oh,
I
oh,
think it's Monday,
oh, it's Monday. Oh,
or at least the lottery. I don't know
okay.
if the
But
not the draft,
well,
but the lottery is.
yeah, but the actual
Yeah,
lottery.
I believe so. So that's going to be interesting. I think I forget where I saw the tweet. It's like us, Florida, Nashville. I can't think of anybody else. I can't think of the other teams. I think as of now have like 12.5% chance of getting that thing. So it's going to be interesting. I'll be focused on that more than I have been, obviously, with the Penguins' success.
So with them now eliminated, are you pulling for any other teams to possibly win this Stanley Cup? Because for me, I'm definitely pulling for the Vegas Knights. They're kind of mine. They're kind of my
Vegas is
official second team. So.
Vegas is okay. Somehow Arizona, even though I don't think they'll go all the way.
No.
Really, none of the. I don't want any of the top four in the Eastern to win.
No.
Who else is in the East?
Washington, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay.
Everybody but the top four.
Yeah.
I could freaking look. Yeah, I can go with Vegas. I mean, I'm okay with anybody in the West winning.
Yeah.
Just out of.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. But man, it just like this was just pretty deflating, to say the least. But
it was Edmonton. You know what? I'll take. You know what? Edmonton,
yeah.
And Edmonton, because right now, winning 1-0 early in the first.
Right.
There's that. Hell, even Toronto. Edmonton or Toronto would be cool. Blackhawks. You know what? I'll pretty much name it on the damn West teams, but even the Avalanche, a good young team there.
I wouldn't mind it. Yeah.
They're playing Golden Knights, so like that. There's the young teams. You got the Nate McKinnon on Colorado, Golden Knights, and Maple Leafs and Oilers and Edmonton. Yeah, so that will. Those are my if I have to root for anybody, I pick those.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And same as you too, man. Pretty much any Eastern Conference team, completely heel on. Completely heel on right now. So
at this point, you know what? In a weird way, at this point, I would like Montreal just to destroy everybody else's chance, so I don't feel as bad.
Yeah,
just like this play spoiler at this point. You know what? Go Montreal. But I know just the luck it's gonna happen is that whoever they're gonna face, whoever number one is right now, that's I think it's either gonna be Tampa or Flyers.
Okay.
I think
how's Washington doing?
They are. I think there's third seed right now.
Okay. So
because Tampa and Flyers got 4 points out of 2 games, and Boston has no point. They come into 1 seed right now. Boston's sitting with no points in the 4th seed, with 1 game to play. So if they don't, I forget who Boston plays next, but if Boston doesn't win, Flyers versus Lightning tomorrow. That's I think basically for the number 1 seed. And here we go. Scroll. I mean, that's it. And then so it's probably, so that means Washington and Bruins. I believe playing for the third seed. I guess. So I think maybe if Boston wins, Washington might be. I don't know. I have to see. But so I think one seed's either Tampa or the Flyers. I think as it stands now. So
what's funny is like, could you imagine if both the Penguins and the Pirates possibly have their first overall picks in their respective drafts? Set
boom,
set
the talent.
the talent
No.
alone. And I'm sorry to bring up on them, but embrace the tank. Embrace the tank.
I got no comment.
Charge with the tanks.
Yeah. Okay. So Flyers. Okay. Yeah. To get on this, the Flyers won both their games, so they have 4 points. Lightning won both their games. They got 2 points. They have 4. Capitals have lost one in the shootout and lost one, so they got 1 point. And the Bruins lost both. So as of now, I think it is. I think Flyers, because I don't know if the shoot going to overtime is a tiebreaker for the Lightning. So I think it's Flyers, Lightning, Capitals, Bruins. So in the next 2 games are Flyers and Lightning. So I guess that's for first, and Bruins and Capitals for basically for third. And the loser of that is the 4th seed, which will be hilarious that Bruins come in with the highest points. I think they won the President's Trophy, if I'm not mistaken. They have 100 points.
Oh, really?
I think so. It's not the Lightning. I think the Bruins came in on top, and then they might be 4th seed, which is just weird. And the Flyers, being the 4th seed, might be the 1st seed if they win. So
fucking amazing.
2020 is just
weird.
This hockey playoffs are just weird. And so, like, the Penguins are the 5th seed, lost to the 12th seed, and the Blackhawks are the 12th seed. They're leading the series with Edmonton. So right now, I think I said Edmonton was winning 1-0 as of now. Yeah. So, I mean, we can have both 12 seeds. Oh, it's tied. I take that back. It's tied now. You hit the refresh. So you could potentially have both 12 seeds upset the 5th seed in these playoffs. So who the hell knows anymore? And definitely if the Blackhawks win, I'm not cheering for them. And Edmonton's playoff woes continue. Same thing with Toronto. They're down 2-1 in the series too, and they play tonight. Today, Friday at 8. So Columbus could be clinching the series too, which is a lower seed. I don't think by much. So technically some upsets possible. The Coyotes won today. They eliminated Nashville, which I think was another upset, if I'm not mistaken, because wasn't Arizona lower seed?
Yeah.
So Nashville's lost. So all these higher seeds are losing. All these lower seeds that have no business. Maybe besides Florida. So it's upset city.
So it's basically last year all over again then, when basically every single high seed got freaking ousted.
Yeah, and then looking, like I said, now Boston's potentially going to be the 4th seed.
Yeah.
And lose their it's not really home ice advantage because there's no really home ice. But the change.
Rona has the home ice.
Yeah. Rona's got. Yeah, so this is going to be it's going to be interesting, the playoffs. Oh, now it's 2-1 Blackhawks. Like 3 goals, and it's like still early, not even halfway through the first period.
Right.
So So I don't feel as bad. So yeah, so it's the parody in the NHL continues.
Yeah, it's unlike anything right now. But something else of news this week is the XFL, Matt, because the People's Champion Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, has with him partnering with his ex-wife Danny Garcia, bought the XFL for $15 million. And as you all know, um, Vince he filed uh, um, um, Vince McMahon he filed for bankruptcy, basically right in the middle of COVID, and they just lost a whole bunch of cash, and the company and the league was essentially put up for sale. And now The Rock has bought them for very, very little money. So, Matt, my question to you is, um, does the XFL have a chance in being revived? Can it be saved, or is
I
this just
think
kind
I
of,
think it has a shot.
yeah?
Uh, I mean, with The Rock, I mean,
Mm,
I think if done right, and if he gets the right people,
yeah,
and I think I trust him.
yeah, yeah,
With the XFL, rising from the dead like the Undertaker,
yeah,
because I think he's a good business
yeah,
business, and I think he'll find the right people and,
yeah,
and, and
yeah.
put that in their hands.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying Vince didn't with his people, but
And like honestly, Matt, before the
that
pandemic, before the pandemic started, they were doing
they were,
pretty well.
yeah,
Like,
and it wasn't the XFL did bad. It was that
no,
Corona had the last laugh
yeah,
and screw them over,
yeah,
and so that just three strikes in the XFL, just bad
yeah,
luck.
yeah,
At least this more so than the first time.
right,
Um, so I think I think this has a chance next year. I think definitely see it next year.
yeah,
Um, so and especially if they do it in the spring, um, depending on how the NFL season goes, which I've got
is
I,
still up in the
up
air
in the
right
air, but I feel like there's going to be games.
now.
But if Corona is still, going, uh, not going strong or still affecting us
Yeah,
um, through the spring, and I just thought, would they even do a Super Bowl without fans?
yeah, yeah,
Like, you think about that, like that. I just a little tangent. It's just be weird to have a Super Bowl without fans,
yeah.
and you might have to possibly, but just the lack of. I would say lack of sports now because we have hockey,
Hmm.
we got baseball barely. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
NBA is I think were they finishing their season before they get to the playoffs,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. They're finishing with their regular season, and then they'll be going in the postseason.
Yeah,
Which I'm not exactly sure when their postseason begins,
yeah.
but
I
yeah,
haven't
that's
really even been paying attention to
yeah.
like any
I've
news. Like I haven't heard. It's weird. I haven't
listen,
heard
man.
NBA news.
I mean, like it's like I've become like it's become to me more apparent now. I'm such a casual fan with the NBA now.
Oh, I'm casual beyond casual.
I'm just like I mean, like I just find nothing interesting with them. And I hate to say that, but it's just like I just cannot get
Their
emotionally invested right
their
now.
playoffs. I'm like mostly just playoffs for them.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
if nothing else is on,
yeah,
um,
exactly.
and I usually wait until like the second half of the quarter, maybe third and fourth
Yeah,
period
yeah,
quarters to really watch, because I don't have the investment.
no,
Unlike like college basketball, I'll watch March Madness games because I have
Right.
most people do the brackets and
Yeah. Yeah.
and stuff. So there's money, you can win money and stuff. So there's
Yeah.
some form of investment, and at least for us, and not to speak for everybody, but there's no professional team here in the area. The closest is like Cleveland or Philly, but there's no like investment for us. Now, if Pittsburgh had a team, I probably I would watch the Pittsburgh team obviously and
Yeah.
keep track of stuff and be that like uh, uh, late bloomer to the NBA, if you will. Be
Oh,
like, oh yeah, I know this person, and be like, you just came here because of Pittsburgh.
I
I
just saw a really funny tweet. Not to get off topic here, but
that's
someone
it's fine.
tweeted as punishment for the Penguins losing.
They gotta watch the Pirates.
They gotta watch every single game, every single inning of the parts. I'm like, God damn it! Like, we don't want to freaking kill them here, guys. Like, calm down.
No comment again. With my situation. I just I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, I plead the fifth. I plead job security.
NBA.
Yeah, NBA. Oh yeah, but like besides that, like there's no vested interest. So I'll continue to watch the third time's a charm. I mean, I'll continue to watch playoff hockey playoff games. I'll
MMA. Yeah.
that I'll watch. I'll keep
Wrestling.
tabs on that. I'll keep tabs on the Pirates. I'll watch some games, just to see because if nothing else is on
While
TV.
drinking.
I'm not saying anything. I plead the fifth. Well, I have alcohol every day in some form or fashion.
Freaking alcoholic.
No, it's like one or something. That's
No,
it.
no.
It's no. I am
No,
not
no.
like sloshed. I'm not like here laying in bed going. "Ah." No.
Why'd you sound like Bill sound like Bill Cosby
sound like,
there? Sound like Bill Cosby.
I sound like I sound like I do a Bill Cosby impression when I'm drunk. No, I don't, ladies and gentlemen, I don't. So I'll keep tabs on the Pirates, and then we got football coming up in however situation they
hopefully both college and pro, which that'll kind of segue us into another topic here.
Yeah.
So as of yesterday, which is Thursday, the official deadline for the opt out date was for the NFL players, to whether decide if they wanted to opt out for the 2020 and 2021 season, or if they were going to play. Fortunately for the Steelers, no one opted out, which I was pleasantly surprised by. But some like notables here, Matt. Damian Williams starting running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, Marquise Lee, and along with, I believe it was six other Patriots also opted out. You had like Geronimo Allison, a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, and some other players as well. Any glaring name that kind of jumped out at you that you were surprised that opted out?
No.
Or yeah,
Because
yeah,
I didn't notice any big names.
yeah. Honestly,
At least for me.
Honestly, I was kind of expecting more. Here, especially for some big teams, and surprisingly, you didn't see any big names opting out, such as like Tom Brady or like a Mahomes and whatnot. So if you're the NFL, you're pretty happy about that. But I also saw, I think it was, I'm not sure if that was today or yesterday, that the Packers, I think for the first two home games are going to be without fans, and supposedly after that, ownership is going to basically assess and see what happens there. Do you expect any fans at any sort of games this year?
Uh, I I don't know. I I don't think
Mm-hmm.
um much. I don't know, because you're gonna get in the winter time, and if there's another spike and you got the flu and
Yeah.
you're sick, I think it's better
Mm-hmm.
if there isn't. Just
Yeah.
you know you
Mm-hmm.
know the for the pun here, punt, do a little punt on the
Yeah.
fans. You can still play. You still have the TV. Everybody can just sit in the comfort of their
Yeah.
in their houses, or a family member's house, or a
Mm-hmm.
friend's house. Watch it on the TV. If somebody's, socially, nobody has the
Mm-hmm.
coronavirus or whatever, and
Yeah.
socially distance, and be safe. And everybody can be home and watch the game and
No.
enjoy football. And
Mm-hmm.
you, I almost like it better at home watching anyways than in person, to be honest. So
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, like for me, I mean, it's been a while since I've actually gone to an
I
actual
went with one
Steeler
like
game.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I think we went to, it was the game against Tampa Bay where they lost that game, and boy, that was a long walk back to
Oh yes.
the car there. But yeah, I mean, like for me, I've always had a so much better. I had a so much better viewing experience at home, um um from my couch. It just always has been that way. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to games, but it's just I'm not going to pay 60 or 70 or 80
Yeah.
whatever dollars to go and sit and watch a game, whereas I can watch it from the comfort
Yeah.
of
I'm not gonna
the
lose
house.
sleep. I'm not gonna lose sleep that there's not gonna be any fans. I did not losing sleep
No,
that the baseball doesn't have any fans, and I'm not losing sleep.
the
That it's
only major thing that desperately misses fans is wrestling. But to me,
yeah.
MMA, baseball, how even
Ba-
hockey,
a
like I, I'm
well,
fine with
baseball
it.
to baseball to an extent,
Hmm.
compared to the rest, but like that's low on the totem pole of
Right. It's
complaints.
just like I mean, like it's not that big of a deal to me. Whereas with like pro wrestling, where it's completely dependent on that audience. So like yeah, so that's kind of how I see it there. But I do tend to agree with you as well. I don't think that we're going to see fans, although I think I read somewhere that supposedly Ohio State is going to uh, allow 10 to 20,000 fans, but we also had announced a few days ago that like Penn State, they are not allowing any fans at their home games. So, which with that being the case, I would assume probably for other schools such as Temple and probably Pitt, they're probably are not going to be having any fans at their home
Oh,
games
I
either.
and
So,
then I don't think
mhm.
I the the government and governor of PA is going to allow anybody in the stands.
hell, like
Uh,
hell, like and he's even pushing for the for the
plus
for the fall
fall
high school
sports
sports to
sports.
basically
Um,
push everything back.
and then the PIAA, which is the state of PA athletic
Govern, yeah,
thing,
the
is
governing body there.
disagreeing with
Yeah.
it, and doesn't want it to
They
happen.
were
So
pissed.
they're
they,
upset. Yeah. So
they were pissed about that. Well, because supposedly that they were saying like with the governor, he just basically said this out of nowhere without consulting them or anyone else, and it was like his like the very last line in his press conference. So it was like, oh yeah, guys. By the way, we shouldn't have had any sports. Like, yeah, dude, thanks. But yeah. So it's. I mean, like, and we've talked about this, man. Until there is a vaccine, this is kind of how it's going to be, unfortunately. So
yeah, I don't see why just just give up on this year for fans. Like,
yeah.
again, just stop. Just we can stop making it happen. Just let it go. It's better if we don't,
Mm.
and then we can see what happens in a year from now for all these sports teams.
Yeah.
Because what's the point?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So so Matt, you want to talk about some things with Disney Plus as well?
Yeah. So we have. I hope this doesn't play any audio. Good. So a couple days ago, news broke. Disney Plus, Disney as an entity, is going to charge what is it, 30, $40? Hang on. Let me find. I think it's like $30, $39. Crap! I had the article. I had a different article up. There you go. Pay $29.99 to on top of the $6.99 a month, which
A
to
second
get
pay one,
Mulan.
then yeah.
Yeah, so you have it, and if you pay the $30, I believe I read you have the movie, all the entire time you are paying for the Disney Plus.
Mm.
So I know everybody's like, oh, you're actually paying 37. It is what it is. You can say that about anything, but you are, and from a business sense, and I understand where you're coming from because you put all this money in to make the movie, right? And you need to somehow, turn the profit. And you could say, well, everybody's paying $7 to do it, but that doesn't always go to, it's
At
not
the same time, too, though,
right.
on
I'm playing devil's advocate there.
right, yeah, yeah,
I'm looking
like
at the
Disney
business
Plus
side.
too, yeah, and like Disney Plus, I think they have over 52 million. So yeah, over 52
Yeah.
million subscribers. So yeah.
Yeah, but that probably goes to. I mean, all that probably goes to other stuff and whatnot. So probably the $30 probably goes to whatever directly or whatever studio. It's probably Disney. I don't know if there's a different. I don't know how that right now. It's probably Disney. Probably goes to cover, movie costs and stuff. Also, where there's Disney Plus is not available yet. Mulan's going to be in the theater. So basically, I mean, any other countries without with Disney Plus. The article here in Variety states Disney CEO Bob Chapek says Mulan's this move isn't like reflective on a new business model for the company. He's saying, quote, we're looking at Mulan as a one-off as opposed to saying there's some new business windowing model that we're looking at during a earnings call. So I believe this is just like, okay, we got COVID. We kind of need to get it out. And there you go.
And also too, man, I think that it will not surprise me at all if you see other
Maybe.
films, and the number one thing I'm looking at is Black Widow. No,
Uh,
I'm like, he's not coming, Mom. No.
um, another screen rant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna link this below. Talking about will Black Widow um be on there? And they were saying uh pretty much Black Widow and Marvel as a whole different animal, because I think they were saying in this article that uh, they have Marvel stuff coming lined up down very soon, as early as like next year. It's supposed to be end of this year. So there's there's a carryover, and plus Marvel movies make so much money as there is in the theaters that all around the world that putting it on Disney Plus, it might not hurt that, even though both both were, I think, projected, at least Mulan was here, to make $1 billion in the theaters. So I don't know. I we'll see. I wouldn't surprise me, but I'm leaning to no right now, just because I think once they open theaters, I think this would be is one of those big movies.
Yeah, that you just
the theater
release.
companies I think really want, because that's going to get a lot of people in. So if this is like one of the big movies that come out,
Right.
once they open in some form or fashion, I think that'd be good for business, and I think it's not a tug of war. That's maybe not the right phrase, but you can't just pull all your movies, because you have theaters that I guess deals go through. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of Marvel stuff coming out. That, and then you got like Star Wars stuff too. Mandalorian's coming out that maybe hold over until Black Widow comes out. Because to be honest, for me, like I kept forgetting that movie was coming out, and like I'm fine with it next year.
Also to
Like,
think
I mean,
also to think of like a Wonder Woman as well, because that was supposed to come out in June.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know what? I won't say I'm perfectly fine, but like in the grand scheme of things, I think I can wait until spring or summer next year, or what have you, and to see a movie, because I think I can survive. I mean, obviously, it would be nice to see him as the movies, because we love movies, especially superhero
Yeah,
movies.
and to like there is just so much money that are invested with these theater companies,
There's
that
deals and
I
just
mean
money.
like
Yeah,
because I mean like unless you are, say, like Disney, who have over 52 million subscribers on on your platform, I can I can see that argument. But even with that, like, and to like that would probably bring some more people in, to subscribe to their service just to see that film alone. But
yeah. I
um,
mean, and the thing is, you paying $30. I mean, I know tickets are
gladly
expensive, but if
take
you
my
just go,
money.
if right, but if you're going to a theater, let's say 2D, you're paying
Mhm.
just 12, and if you don't get any snacks or whatever, like I know
Mhm.
you don't, so you're basically paying 12 for just 2D. You're paying double, more than double, kind of,
Yeah.
uh, to see a movie um, on a streaming service, which you're already paying for. Then you got to pay a premium fee on top of that.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's home, but like there's more. It seemed like there's more freedom now than there was. I mean, the freedom to do stuff than there was like 2-3 months ago when like, the height of like when everything first started and nobody, like everything was shut down and nobody could do anything. Um, so it's not like we're like just dying. We need something. Um, and there's shows coming out on Netflix and stuff. I'm okay to wait. It just that it's just gonna be that much greater when it comes out, and hopefully it lives up. Hopefully these movies live up to the hype, which I have no doubt. Especially Black Widow and Wonder Woman. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna pay. I'm not probably not gonna pay for Mulan. I don't think I would be.
No,
I would maybe if it eventually if it come out on Disney Plus later, obviously maybe I'll check it out.
Black Widow, on the other hand, I'm throwing down 30.
I would probably pay. I would probably pay
Probably
30.
Don't you lie. You would put that down in a second there,
Yeah,
Mr. Matt.
Yeah. That 30's coming out of my bank account. But
So thought.
but I'm not begging for it, and I'm okay if they don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if they did do it, I'm gonna write the check for $29.99 to Disney Corporation. Here you go. But who writes checks anymore? Anywho, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't have really anything else on the agenda. Did you have anything else that you really wanted to talk
real
about?
Real quick, did you see?
Mm-hmm.
This is I don't know how much we could talk about this, but there's just a thing. Did you see that explosion in Beirut?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like that was something out of a. That almost did not look real with the
no.
Not the sonic blast, the sonic boom. What's the phrase? I don't think that's it. Sonic boom.
Atomic.
No, the sonic. I'm just gonna say sonic blast because the sonic boom. Sonic boom. You had the explosion, and then you just have the air pushing out the force. Just destroying everything. Just either right next to it. Within the city and a little bit out with the shockwave. That's it. I think that's a better phrase. I think maybe, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. I guess that's the word. But regardless, you all saw everybody saw the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that an ammonium nitrate or something like that. Was the cause of that. I think with an improper. I forget what happened, but that's just unfortunate. All that happened. The couple people who died and got injured, and like the satellite images of just that crater in the ground where that building was, just insane. And it looked like something out of a movie. It didn't look real. It looked CGI. In my opinion. Like when you first saw it, it's like, God, this is not real. This is on the internet. But no, it's legit. That's what happens when you get, I think it was ammonium nitrate. Just that stuff. And they use that in fertilizer, I believe. And I think I read something somewhere of not similar, but explosions with ammonium nitrate.
And supposedly, I'm not sure if it was the government or something said that it was a fireworks explosion, which I'm like,
to be fair, it kind of before the big one happened, it kind of looked like stuff was going off, but there was definitely that's not. That's not it. But Yeah, so that was just crazy to kind of wake up to that news. So yeah, that was the big news. I think that's pretty much it. This big stuff that's happened.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It was a pretty light up news week.
pretty or the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah, and
Um,
we just didn't feel like talking about things that we have
like
already
cover
have
like
covered on the podcast. Like,
we've run. I'm gonna look at news real quick, but if I don't see anything in the next like 5 minutes, I'm screwed. But yeah, we've pretty much ran COVID into the ground. There's
yeah, yeah.
nothing really,
Sick of talking about that, honestly.
really sick. Yeah. Anything technology. It's something fun. Yeah, I don't see anything that's all about new phones and
Yeah.
Samsung's new phones and eh. So yeah, I guess if I don't see anything as during the yeah,
Well,
screwed.
yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
you could take us out.
They'll probably. All right. Okay. Yeah, guys. I'm so
Screw it.
so yeah. Just a short show this week, but I want to thank you for tuning in and just be aware as well. We are going to be doing every Thursday. Uh, essentially our weekly wrestling podcast, which will be covering AEW Dynamite and NXT. Also on there, eventually when there's upcoming pay-per-views, we we will be covering those as well. And I believe actually that we're only 2 weeks away from Takeover in SummerSlam.
Yep, I believe so.
So
Takeover 30 and
yeah,
SummerSlam. So
yeah.
probably
So
do reaction shows to those probably
right.
separately.
Yeah,
Um,
so definitely stay tuned for that.
yep.
As always, like, comment, subscribe, and follow our Twitter page. We are constantly on there tweeting for any live wrestling, MMA, whatever. So guys, for Matt and for John, we shall see you on Thursday.